Hey guys, it's Coach Angela. I was so inspired this morning after watching this motivational video. It made me think about some things that I had gone through in my life, and I wanted to share that with you today because sometimes you forget that you're still standing. Even though you had some challenges, you've passed all of those days 100%. And sometimes people can't see all of the adversity, the challenges, the disappointment, the tears that you may be facing or have faced. They may see you cross the finish line and get that trophy or get that diploma or get that degree or open that business or accomplish that top, success or finish the book, but they may not see what it took for you to actually get to that finished result. And so I was reminded this morning of when I was in college and just the time it took. And I won't say that this isn't an embarrassing thing for me or was an embarrassing thing for me. And it's a little bit hard for me to talk about even now, because I was that kid that was, probably going to be the most likely to succeed. I was the kid that, had everything together at that time. And as I was finishing that second year of my engineering program, going into my third year, my mother was murdered, and it sent my life on a tailspin. And I just couldn't seem to find my way. I couldn't find my purpose. I changed my major at least 6 or 7 times. And you probably think that's a little bit over exaggerating. Angela exaggerates. No, I'm serious. I just couldn't find what I wanted to be. I was so lost in the sense of what is it that I want to do. And with that, I want to encourage you, those of you who may be in this situation, of those of you who may have children in this situation, you don't seem to be able to find your way. And at that time, I didn't feel like I could find my way. And I remember deciding, hey, I have to get out of here. I have to finish school. At this point, I think I was my 5th year in, and all of my friends were coming and going, and they were starting their careers, and then the next younger group comes in, and I'm still there. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be, and every class is money, and I'm just getting the bill higher and higher and higher on the student loan, debt. And I just remember getting with the guidance counselor. A friend of mine was majoring or had majored in discrete mathematics. And so I said, I need to figure out what I can do, okay, to get out of here. And I went to the counselor, and she just, whatever they were called at that time. And we just looked in the book and we figured out which degree I could get. And people hear me say I got a math degree or an applied discrete mathematics degree. And the truth about it is the only reason I have that degree is because that's the one that I could check the most boxes off and get out of Auburn and graduate. And even as I went through that program, I had a professor that told me, you will never get a degree from Auburn University. And I had the courage to look him in his face and said, watch me. And so going through all of that as a 21, 22-year-old, trying to find my way. And that 6 years, she told me what to do, the classes to take. I was able to finish that degree in 6 years. And that last quarter, they were called quarters back then, when I went to get my degree, I had to take a management information systems like coding class. I love that class so much. Y'all probably see my eyes light up. But I love that class. I was inventing, I was creating. Something in me just found a sense of purpose out of that class. And so I got my degree and I went to the, and I was like, hey, I told my dad, I'm going back. I want to get a management information systems degree. And he didn't discourage me, but, and I'm glad he didn't. And I was able to accomplish that degree in 1 year. And I'm here to encourage you. It took me 6 years to accomplish the first degree, and not to brag or anything, but to know that God will collapse those time frames. But you don't give up, you don't cave in, you don't quit. And sometimes it takes you going down roads. They're not straight, they're wavering. You're going up and down. There's some roadblocks, there's some detours. And in those detours, you might find your purpose. And in that detour, I was able to find something that I was passionate about, something that I can go out and get a career that I could be passionate about. And I will tell you this, I realized that I could do it. And when I got to that guidance counseling, she was like, well, it may take 2 to 3 years to finish, if you go back and you do this. And I said, what can I do to get this done in 1 year? And I actually had to overload for 4 quarters to get it done. And I put my head down. I got the approvals that I needed. I remember one time that there was one class that would have held me back. And they said, we don't have any openings. And I remember my young self, I was so full of faith, y'all, at that time. And I remember going back to my dorm room, and I remember releasing faith to pray that that class they would open up that class, because they had a waiting list. And I commanded that the favor would be on my life and that that door would open for me. And I was able to get the class and able to graduate in that 1 year. And so sometimes it may seem like that it takes you so long to find your way, man. But guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You keep going. You keep getting up. And I want to challenge the parents that may have children that are in college right now, and they just cannot seem to find their way. I know my parents probably had things to say, well, my dad or my family, like, Angela just will not leave Auburn. I loved Auburn, but I needed to get out of Auburn so I can get a job. And, but I found my way. And sometimes you need that encouragement, you need the support, and you need people that can help you find your way. And on that way to finding out, you don't want to feel like a failure. Man, did I feel like all my friends are just going and they're doing so good. And I was the quote unquote overachiever still at college, right? And so I'm the person that people talk about that it took 6 years. Yes, I'm that person. But that second degree took me 1 year to accomplish. And so it may take you long. You may have to quit jobs, quit businesses. You may start and stop. And you may have created that pattern. And I want to challenge you today to stop the pattern of quitting, to endure in the face of adversity, to keep going, persevere, so that you can reach the goals that you desire. And don't give up and cave in or quit until it's done. And no matter what people are saying all around you, even that voice that's in your head trying to tell you that you're nothing, you're never going to accomplish anything, it was talking to me. But I'm so thankful that I was left with this one thing from my dad. He said, they cannot put you out and you better not come home. And it was pretty much, you can't fail out and you should not quit. And with that in the back of my mind, it taught me to continue to push forward in the face of adversity. And guess what? I was able to. Though it was challenging, yes, it was, able to overcome in adversity. And I'm so thankful to the Lord. And even now, some of you are trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up. Some of you are in transitions in your life right now. You are in a place of decisioning about the purpose of God for your life. And don't let what they say or what they might say. You go out and try. You go out and at least give it a try, because you never know. You just might win at it. You just might be very good at it this time. Just because you started the book and stopped before, it doesn't mean you won't finish it this time. Go ahead and finish it. Go ahead and finish it. This is the season for you to do that. There's an abundant grace for you to get things done in this season. And so hopefully that encouraged you. Hopefully that encouraged those of you who are journeying through this similar situation. And some of you have children that are in college and the bill keeps going up, up, up. Help them find their way and be patient as they find their way. Be patient as they find their way. And some of you have to give yourselves enough grace to grow. So you all, hopefully this message was able to bless you. If it did, I encourage you to share it. Also, like my page for more messages that I will be sharing that will inspire you to be your best. It is my passion to help people live their life at that next level, because you can, and to get all that God has for you. So you all have an amazing rest of the day. God bless.